Good morning from MisChief Creations, 1201 Robert Boulevard, Slidell, Louisiana, home of the Mardi Gras MisChief dolls. And I want to tell you the beginning of a story today. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. I'm going to give a little peek into the story as I showcase this doll. She is called MisChief Vampires Masquerade Ball. And the story of this doll and what inspired her is quite a long one. So when my camera guy gets here later today, I will do the entire story for you. Stay tuned if you would like to hear it, and it will give you an idea of what the inspiration for this doll was. But there's a big connection for me in New Orleans. I created this doll and named her MisChief Vampires Masquerade Ball, not knowing that there actually was a Vampires Masquerade Ball in New Orleans. And I was contacted as I put this on Facebook by Sue, a very close friend of Anne Rice's, who said, "Connie, did you know there is a Vampires Masquerade Ball? It's done by Anne's fans." And I said, "No, I didn't know that, Sue, but I guess I named this doll appropriately." So there's a very vivid connection to me that this doll tells the story of. And the connection is one of novelist Anne Rice, who is, in my opinion, one of Louisiana's most well-known novelists. The Ball, the interview with a vampire house on 7th Street in the Garden District, my connections to the owners of that house, my journey to make 3 dolls for Brad Pitt, who starred in the interview with the vampire movie, and Kevin Davis, our parish president, who played a role in me creating those dolls for Brad. And then there's the Benjamin Button house. That comes into play also in my story. The famous Nolan House, all brought together by J.C. Patterson, a friend of Anne Rice's, a TV producer from Jackson, Mississippi, a writer and author, and several series of books that J.C. wrote about New Orleans, one of which featured the interview with the vampire house on 7th Street. So there is a connection of individuals, places in New Orleans, experiences that happened to me before Katrina that all resulted in me making this doll years later. And then you take the connection of the movie industry, filming many movies and TV series using New Orleans cemeteries off of Britannia Street. Just happens that the bookstore that sells J.C. Patterson's books is also off Britannia Street. So you have Lafayette Cemetery #1 and #2 that a lot of these movies are filmed in. Then you have some interesting things going on this doll. So just let me point this out to you about the doll. So we're just going to talk about the doll right now, and later on we'll do the full story. So she is created from Turkish leather. So her body is a leather body in red and black, and her skirt is created from Turkish heron leather. This is sheepskin. Very pretty, very different for me. Not something that I usually work in a lot, the real hairy sheepskin, but it's fabulous. She has my signature Throw Me Something, Mr. Mouth. So let me reiterate again, MisChief dolls are not voodoo dolls. MisChief dolls celebrate the people and culture of Louisiana. And this is my big Throw Me Something, Mr. Mouth, which is my signature. This is one of the little people you would see dressed up in a costume if you were going to Mardi Gras, screaming at the floats to try and catch some beads. And around her waist are all of those wonderful little things that she might have caught when she went to Mardi Gras. So here we have some wonderful things that she's accented with. Obviously, the Vampires Masquerade Ball is all about vampires. So we have a little vampire over here. It's very cute, little skeleton vampire. I call these kind of guys dim bones. Got a little mask there. And this is the symbol from the Twilight series of the Voltari family. And this is a replica necklace from the Vampire series, the originals. And you have a few more little masks. Mardi Gras is all about masking. Your little coffin there, rest in peace. Every vampire needs a coffin. And so there you have her. She's awesome. Like my other doll, she signed and dated on her back leg. She is available. She's on display here at the MisChief Creations. You can pop in and see her. And later today, I will do a full video telling the story, the entire story that started before Katrina, with Anne Rice's novels, J.C. Patterson, the owners of the Interview with the Vampire House, and the creation of the dolls for Brad Pitt. And so over here, I've just accented her with a couple of other dolls because this will just show you how my themes come about. So this is a doll I was working on, and I happened to hear the song Stevie Nicks, Moonlight, A Vampire's Dream. It's kind of a sleeper song. I love it. One of my favorite songs of Stevie. Some of you may or may not heard it. I don't know. I absolutely love it. So I was creating this doll. So that's what I named her. I named her Moonlight, A Vampire's Dream. She is also made out of Turkish leather. That leather is the same leather that is used on this body. And her body is created from vintage sari silk. Beautiful face, handmade buttons. An artist made these buttons for me. Beautiful buttons, just amazing. And a different hair type for me, not one you normally see. And over here we have something completely different, but this is Stevie Nicks themed also. I've done several versions of Stevie Nicks, Crystal Visions, one of her more famous songs. And this is my MisChief Crystal Visions, celebrating Stevie Nicks. I love Stevie Nicks, she's awesome. And you see a lot of crystals on this doll. Beautiful ostrich feathers for hair. This is hand beaded sari silk. So this is a vintage sari that somebody would have worn. I buy them, I import them, and cut them apart and make fabulous dolls out of them. So there she is, MisChief Crystal Visions, MisChief Moonlight, A Vampire's Dream, and the doll we're showcasing today. Pop in and see her, she's fabulous. MisChief Vampires Masquerade Ball, celebrating all things New Orleans. Stop in and see us, MisChief Creations, 1201 Robert Boulevard, Slidell, Louisiana. We have over 65 MisChief Creations on display here, surrounded by the artworks of many other talented Louisiana artists.